Hello, and welcome to my anime recap channel. It's lovely to have you here. Today I'll be covering a Japanese anime film called The Reincarnated Princess's Magical Revolution and the Genius Young Lady. Take a seat and enjoy. When Anisfia Paletia goes hunting by herself, she runs over the wolf. Her trip on it has swayed the wolves. The wolves were poised to charge her. When the adventurer is ready to depart, he goes in search of it. Anisfia will depart to combat it with the mana blade after directing him to try to take her materials. She proceeds to attack them, breaking the broom in the process. She utilizes the 2 mana blades instead of the broom. She is referred to as the Marauder Princess by the explorer. Anisfia finishes the wolf hunt and collects the food. It's a win-win situation since she'll bring all of the stuff to her place because she wants it as well. Grants then supports the proposed tax reform. He was apprehended after they discovered Anisfia wearing a hat and orphans fighting with his daughter. Anisfia admires her father's use of restraint. She lowers her head and runs. They had a debate on magic. Earl Chartreuse maintains that she is not a witch. When Ilia Coral touches Anisfia's wounded body and grabs her tattered clothing at the royal villa, she is taken aback. She expressed a wish to fly 12 years ago. Anisfia formerly sought out magic and has the capacity to fly. She imagines it was like soaring with enchantment in a past life. She hurries into the corridor, informing Ilia that if she wants to utilize magic to fly through the air, she must first speak with her father. She has been flying irresponsibly with a broom since then. Anisfia will restore whoever understands her in the moment. Ilia was used to experiencing desires like flying. When Anisfia and Tilty met, they chatted about medication. Anisfia passes over the big magical relic to Tilty so she can experiment with it. Tilty tells Anisfia that she still wants to practice magic but is unable to due to her birth. According to Anisfia, magic is lovely, magnificent, and romantic. Tilty's case is a hobby in which she has no intention of engaging, whereas Anisfia's research wants to make someone happy and make her blush. She can replenish her spirit stones, but she can't fly because she can only levitate at modest heights. Because she doesn't want to hear that from the Marquis's daughter, she nearly ruins the Marquis's family. Tilty realized that his companion, the attractive young girl who is Duke Magenta's daughter, was getting married to Algard. She did not speak to her all at once. Anisfia had previously hunted for Euphilia since she could do magic and make rainbows. As Euphilia returns to the academy, she may have forgotten. Euphilia bows to Algard as they arrive at the aristocratic academy together. They talked about Algard's triumphs with Lainey's father, Baron, and mentioned that graduation was coming up quickly. Euphilia believes Algard is only interested in Baron Cyan, and she admires nobility for caring about their peers. Algard is eager to meet Euphilia and converse with her during the tea party, but first they must create trust. Algard warns Euphilia that she is extremely perfect, and she advises him not to act in such a way within the royal castle. She had suggested that Baron Cyan would like to ask him one final time and that Algard has no decision-making authority. He'll make the correct decision. They've finished chatting and are on their way to the academy. In contrast to Anisfia, who engaged Ilia in a conversation about the broom, Algard simply walks away. Anisfia guarantees that the day is acceptable for the experiment and that the weather and wind conditions are favorable. Ilia was opposed to her wearing the cloak. Anisfia eventually escapes her old existence and flies through the air, but she loses control of the broom. Euphilia was waiting by the window during the aristocratic academy's midnight festivities, observing how people develop disagreeable personalities. When she eventually enters the gathering, the guests begin to notice her. They are taken aback as Algard enters, led by Lane. Algard reveals his intention to end their engagement to Euphilia. Algard manufactures ludicrous things for Lainey, and Euphilia attempts to explain them to him, but he cuts her off. Euphilia, according to Algard, mistreated Lainey, stole from her, damaged her property, and nearly murdered her. Moritz, Naver, and Sarayan all accuse Euphilia of misconduct in relation to Lainey. Euphilia feels that if she executes her tasks properly, she will succeed her father as queen. Algard requested that Euphilia apologize, and she fell to her knees. Later, Anisfia shouts and storms through the glass into the aristocratic academy's evening celebration. Algard notices his sister when she removes her cloak. Algard defends Lainey from his fiancé. Anisfia then carries Euphilia over her shoulder, forces her to don a cloak, and uses the magical broom to carry her. When she got home, she urged Algard to notify his father. Euphilia beheld the heavens for the first time when she took flight. She informed Euphilia that they were on their way to see her father, orphans, and his Duke, Grants. And that how she become the Miss who snatched her girl without warning.
二人の少女のお話、誰よりも魔法を愛しながら。
And that pretty much ends the first episode of the movie. Thank you for sticking with us till the end. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you can keep updated on the next one. Thanks.